Hey everybody, it's Dave Isaacs with you, and in this next edition of Essential Songs, we're going to take a look at Fleetwood Mac's Go Your Own Way. Now, when you listen closely to the song, you'll notice Lindsey Buckingham's brilliance as a producer of killer guitar parts, because there's a lot going on in there. There are two primary guitar parts, an electric rhythm and an acoustic rhythm, and then of course there's the third melody lead. But there's another melody lead, there's another rhythm part, there's a lot of texture going on in there. And so what we're going to look at is a fundamental basic version and then some of the little details you can plug in to add some flavor. So we are in the key of F, and that primary guitar part, I am pretty confident, acoustic part I should say, is in a D position capoed at the 3rd fret. Now, if you are a beginner or near beginner, this is going to be the easiest way to play a song in the key of F anyway. But the voicings that I'm hearing in the recording really would all fit with this. Now, I'm pretty sure you're hearing a 12 string on there. So the sound of your 6-string acoustic is not going to be exactly the same as the recording, but you can certainly play the figures that are there. And then for the most part, there is an acoustic rhythm pattern that, or two specifically, that go through the song. And I'm going to show you that, and I'm also going to show you some bits and pieces of what the electric part is doing. So if you were the only guitar playing, say you're playing the song alone on an acoustic, or even in a band setting on electric guitar, you might choose to sort of blend those parts together depending on where you are in the song. So let's start with a fundamental run through of it. So I am capoed on the 3rd fret, and the 3 chords we're using, I'm sorry, 4, 3 chords for the verse are D, 3 bars, a bar of A, to a G, 2, 3 bars, and back to the D. Or 1 chord, 2 bars, 3 bars, 5 chord is a bar, 4 chord, 4 chord, 4 chord, back to the 1 D shape, and then relative to the capo, B minor, G, A, 6 minor, 4, 5, and then back to your 1. Now keep in mind, a capo moves the notes up by however many half steps correspond to your capo position. So capo 3rd fret means that we're transposing up 3 half steps. That means that this D is actually not a D, but D sharp, E, F. So our 1 chord is F, our A shape 5 chord is C, our G shape 4 chord is B flat, back to F, and then what looks like B minor is D minor, 4 chord, what looks like G is B flat, what looks like A is C. So F, so we start with an F using a D shape. I'm going to go ahead and start playing the lick, and then I'll walk you through it. Here's a C, here's a G. So we have this. I'm going to start off playing the riff, and then now this time I'm going to play the actual, so we have this, and this time I'm going to play more of the actual part, and then I'll walk you through it. So we're starting with an F in a D shape. 1, 2, 3. C in an A shape. B flat in a G shape. And then you're back to 1. Looks like D. Like A, looks like a G. Now you could just play this. I played something else I'm going to show you later. And then B minor, just drive it. G, A, which is actually D minor, notice the rhythm is just 1, 2, 3, and 4, a 1, 2, and 3, and 4, a 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. So just driving through that chorus. And when you listen to it, Mick Fleetwood is playing the 16th note figure on the hi-hat. So that's what we're matching. There's also a shaker playing that rhythm too. So we're going, I gotta line up with that. Really just drive it forward with those steady eighth notes. Now, what I was playing on the D shape was a syncopated rhythm using a sus2, picking up the middle finger, putting it back, pick it up again, and put it back. The rhythm is, now watch how I coordinate the upstrokes, really all the strums, but specifically the upstrokes, with the movement of my middle finger on and off this first string. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So the acoustic guitar comes in 3 bars in. The electric starts off like this. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that with the pointer finger. It's this. And notice that it comes in on the and of 4, so it's really a push. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And you come back with another upstroke and land. This finger comes back down. And 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and. So 2 and is lift the finger again for 2, the downstroke, come back for and of 2 upstroke. 2 and 3 and 4 up, up, down, up, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Third time, you go to A now. 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. Because the whole band hits that boo, bop, and dot, and dot. The drums are in, the electric guitar is doing it. So we do hit 1 because the acoustic guitar does land there. It actually would sound good if you didn't. But we can hit it, it's probably easier to coordinate. Notice I'm also filling in a little bit more space on this D shape, so it's 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, up, down. But notice how light those are. And really, I don't have to play them. I'm just filling in a little more space because I'm producing all the sound by myself. So now watch how I get into this syncopated accent on 1 and when I hit that second chord, the A shape. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, fill it in, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Now, here, on that G shape, we could just play the G formation, and I would probably use this one, the 4-finger version with ring and pinky, sitting on the first 2 strings. Follow the basic rhythm that you had. Up, up, down, up. 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So, simply put, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now I want to show you another. Now I do want to show you another option on that G shape. There's a basic rhythm that's being played by the electric guitar and the drums. Boo, bop, 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 bop. In fact, when the electric starts off, 1, 2, 3, 4. Bop, 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 bop. I'll come back to that. But one, 2, 3, and 4. That's a good solution. There is another acoustic part I'm about to show you, but for somebody with a little bit less skill, that might be the better option, and it does also move things along by implying the drum and electric guitar parts in that spot. So listen to how that goes together. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then once. That's the cycle starting over. Third time. Drive when you hit the end of the cycle because we're going to kick into that chorus. You might have noticed, by the way, that when I was playing the D shape the second time around, I played it once and then I played it again and said once. Keep in mind, the form ends with the 1 chord and then starts again with the 1 chord. So it's 1, 1, 1, 5, 5, 5, 5, 1. D, 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 A, G, G, 4, 4 for 1, sorry. So D, 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 A, G, 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 D. The last chord you play is the same as the first, so you've got to stay on it for 3 more cycles because you've started the form over again. Now, great little lick on that G shape though, and it'll sound even bigger with the 12 string, but on the 6 it works just fine. I'm taking our 4-finger G formation, and then I want a G sus2, just like we had a D sus2. And so I'm going to take my middle finger off of here and put it on the 3rd string, the 2nd fret. I'm going to muffle the high E best I can, and then my pinky is going to come down as I'm holding these other 3 fingers. I'm going to reach over and hit the 4th fret up from the capo with my little finger, using the rhythm we used on D. Nice little way to fill out the end of it too. So listen to this. Notice that I hold 3 fingers down. The only thing that's changing is my pinky. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a nice little turnaround figure for the halfway point of the verse. 2, 3, 4, and lifting my finger. 2, 3, 4. At the end of that. So now I'm going to walk through the whole thing. I'm going to do a very simple version, and then I'm going to do the slightly more elaborate version. So the simple version, I'm just going to play a basic strum. I'm not even going to do the moving part over here yet. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to play this through twice, once a little bit simplified, with a little less movement, and once with everything that I'm hearing going on in there, a verse and a chorus. 1, 2. So I'm going to play through this twice now, verse, chorus, and the second time through that verse, I'm going to elaborate a little bit more on what I'm doing. So simplified some the first time through, and closer to the recording the second time through. 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice how the arm keeps swinging. Whether I hit the strings or not, I'm still moving. And B minor form, G form, A form. It does that 3 times, and just keep in mind what you're actually playing is D minor, B flat, and C C, even though it looks like B minor, G, and A. Now I'm going to pick up speed a little bit and add in the rest of those hammer-on licks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Out the end of the song, just repeating this cycle. Now let's take a look at the electric guitar part, and no capo this time, using power chords up here at the 8th fret of the A string, and then 10th fret of the D string, 2-note chord, might be called an F5 or an F power chord. Power 5th. Sometimes I'm hitting the 2 strings, that's our accent, and sometimes I'm hitting just the bass note. Listen for the accents. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And 2 and 3 and 4. Down to a C. 3rd fret power chord. Now you could just, remember I said when it hit that 5 chord, there is a rest. Everybody hits the and of 1 very strongly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And if you can reach it, getting the pinky up here to fret 7 is a nice little addition. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Just come right off it, and then 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1. Same rhythm we use. Fill it in. 1, 2, 3. You might even fill out those power chords with your pinky on the 3rd string. Now straight bar chords. D minor. 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, and 3 and 4. D minor 5th fret. B flat 1st fret. And you might know the B flat and the C with this fingering. Now, if you struggle with bar chords, you might not be ready for that, and I would suggest that you look at some videos, some of mine, some other people's. There's lots of resources out there to help you play bar chords better. If you're not comfortable with those bar chords, use the capo. It's a whole lot more fluid to play the song in that 3rd position, but you could also, and I would recommend this if you're working up to bar chords, play all the chords as those 2-note power chords. 8th fret F, 3rd fret C, 1st fret B flat. So we're just sliding the same 2 fingers around the same 2 strings. Doesn't sound as full as the whole power chord. setting, you could do that on an acoustic or an electric and it would sound good. So anyway, another classic song, and listen closely to the original Rumors recording because the guitar parts really are fantastic, the way they all work together and even sonically the way that they blend. And you know, Lindsey Buckingham's a great guitar player and a very, very good producer in terms of coming up with the way those parts need to sit. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson. I'm trying to get myself going again with regular postings on YouTube. I've neglected it for too long, so thank you for staying with me in the interim. More to come. I'm Dave Isaacs, and I'll see you soon.